And lads, when I actually did these things, that's when my shoulders actually grew, okay? Came to this video, you probably want to get those, you know, bigger shoulders, like boulder shoulders, that kind of masculine look, that aesthetic look. You know, for whatever reason, for yourself when you look in the mirror, maybe you don't like what you see, or you just want to go down the beach and show off your massive shoulders and your ripped body, whatever, it could be anything. You know, I just want to get to that point where, you know, you see a door and you want to walk through it, and you literally can't walk through the front because you're just too wide. So you've got to turn to the side like this and just inch your way in. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. If it gets to that point, it gets to that point. Lads, I know what it's like to have no shoulders, okay? I remember there was a point where, you know, I was first starting out, and you'd have like different muscle groups, you know, which respond better. So my chest would respond the best, and then my shoulders would be just bony, just like flat, just like this. All bone, no muscle. You could be in the same situation, but just know there is hope. I remember there's one time, quick story, I went on holiday with my friends and was walking around, you know, obviously shirt off, sunny, this, that, the other, just enjoying yourself. And there was like offhand comment, he was like, oh, you're all chest, no shoulders. And I was like, I see how it is. I see how it is. You know, just bantering around, you know, it's not malicious or super nasty or anything, just bantering around. But then guys, from that day forward, I'm telling you, just destroyed my shoulders. And that's when they actually grew, when it was actually more, you know, intentional with them. Let's just start off, there's 3 heads to the shoulder, okay? Anterior delt, which is the front delt, and then you got the medial delt, which is the side delt, and then the posterior delt, which is, you know, the back of the shoulder. And you're gonna wanna work all 3, okay? You don't wanna neglect any of these. But saying that, there is certain ones, you know, which you can put more effort into if you really want to, which is gonna make, you know, the biggest bang for your buck. And why is that? Well, the first one being, you know, you wanna get those wide shoulders, medial delt, okay? The side delt, you're gonna wanna get that one going. You know, when you're gonna grow that, you're just gonna give you that width. And lads, honestly, the best exercise for this is lateral raises, okay? You don't wanna go super heavy on these. Go a bit lighter, you know, feel the burn, you know, go for 10 to 20 reps, okay? 3 to 4 sets, you know, get it done. That's what I like to do anyway. You know, leave your ego at the door. Don't lift super heavy weights and then you're swaying around like an idiot, not really working, you know, the muscle you want to work. You're just using your whole body to flip the weight up. Guys, don't do that. Don't care what anyone thinks about you in the gym. Just lift, you know, a weight that you can lift, you know, properly, target the muscle, swaying around like an idiot, actually working it properly. Okay, do that, 3 to 4 sets. Last one I like to do drop set as well. Let's say you use 10 kilograms, you know, as the weight for your lateral raises. On your last set, maybe get 6 kilograms, 4 kilograms, and then just drop set that until failure, okay? Guys, that is a different type of burn, a different type of hell you can experience. But just know, you know, on the other side of that hell is the pride that comes in. You know, you feel accomplished. You know, you check the box in life, you did it right. Lads, the next one is the anterior delt, you know, the front delt. And you can indirectly, or you indirectly work this anyway, with say you're doing some incline chest press, you indirectly work the front delt anyway. For this, we're gonna wanna do overhead press, okay? And you can use a dumbbells, or you can use barbells, you know, whatever you prefer. But for me, I like to use dumbbells. And why? Because when I first started out, one side would kind of overcompensate for the other side. So one side felt a little bit stronger. So I'd be lifting the bar up and it'd be like this, okay? You don't want to be in that situation, okay? Obviously, don't lift with your ego, lift what you can lift. You know, if you're struggling too much and you had that same situation, just drop the weights so you can fully lift it up. We'll just move on to dumbbells because you can kind of gauge it then. Obviously, if you can't lift one side up, then just drop the weights down, okay? But what we're gonna wanna do is 3 to 4 sets again. You know, you can increase the weight on this one. You can make it a bit heavier, 8 to 12 reps, okay? And when you're lifting dumbbells up like this, guys, you can just slightly rotate your shoulders in a bit like this. So it's not all the way out and then up, because you're more likely to injure your shoulder that way. If it feels okay for you and it feels comfortable, fine, do it. But if you can feel like your shoulder tweaking a bit, you know, just rotate your shoulder just in a bit like this, and then lift up like that, okay? That's what I found helped me reduce injury as well, because lads, shoulder injuries are no joke, okay? They just take forever to heal. And you know, you could be like, oh, go a bit lighter because I've injured my shoulder. And then further down the line, you're like, oh, I think it's okay. So then you go for a weight and then you just mess it up again. I've done that before. That's why I know how frustrating it is, so be careful. My actual favorite exercise to hit the shoulders is the landmine overhead press, okay? So you get on the landmine bar, you know, it's connected to the floor. Put some plates on it and you put it on your shoulder here and you just kind of lift it up. It's kind of like you're like a Spartan throwing a spear. Do you know what I mean? You know, switches things up, and yeah, and I like it. So I just do like 10 to 15 reps on one side, chuck the barbell over to the other shoulder, then 10 to 15 on that side. If you like doing that, you like to switch it up, that's a fun one to do. Lads, you feel like a warrior, okay? And then over time, you'll get that warrior physique, and then you will be a warrior. That's the way it is. As like I said earlier, you're gonna wanna work all three heads of the shoulder, okay? All three. Don't wanna neglect any of these, okay? And a lot of times people just kind of neglect the rear delts because you don't see them as much. Lads, when you got your shirt off, you can see them, okay? You're gonna wanna work all of the shoulder to get that 3D, that bouldery look, okay? You have to get it done. And what do we do for that? Cable rear delt flies, okay? Lads, these are a killer, and these are one of my favorites. And why? Because the time and attention you get throughout the whole movement, especially when you slow it down as well. Guys, like I said earlier, that is a different pain, different type of hell, but you feel accomplished on the other side of it. 3 to 4 sets, 10 to 20 reps, okay? Really focus the mind on the muscle as well. You know, if you struggle to, you know, feel your rear delts or this, that, the other, just drop the weight low, okay? And just really focus your mind on that muscle and squeezing it as you pull it back. And then as you bring it forward like that, slow down, and then you bring it back. Just focus the mind on the muscle. I like to do a drop set on these as well, especially on the last one. So you know, you rep it out, you don't think you can do any more, you just drop the weight, okay? And then you go until failure on that. Burns like hell. Another good mention, upright rows and face pulls, okay? I've been doing face pulls a lot recently, and you can really feel your rear delts, okay? So maybe try that one out as well. Lads, if you do these exercises and you stay consistent, you know, from week to week, you eat enough protein, you sleep well, hydrate, you know, do all these things and you will build up your shoulders. Like I've built up my shoulders from non-existent shoulders, and you can too, okay? They're yours for the taking. And yes, we'll have different genetics, different clavicle lengths in terms of how wide your shoulders will look, but you can improve, you know, the width of your shoulders. It's not point in comparing your genetics to someone else, okay? You work with what you've got and you just maximize the potential that way, you know? Do what you can do. So I hope this video brought you value, and if you enjoyed this one, why not watch another one? I'm sure you'll enjoy it. You got this. You know, lads, sometimes you have to shoulder the responsibility of building shoulders.